Hey guys, Raptor Squad member JP Conator here, and today we're going to be taking a look at another Jurassic World Dinosaur vs. Vehicle set. Today we're taking a look at the Pteranodon vs. Helicopter set. This set includes a Pteranodon, helicopter, and pilot to go inside the helicopter. It's a really great set, and it's definitely going to be a fun one to take a look at. So, let's get a closer look at the packaging. On the front of the box we have the Jurassic World logo and the Indominus Rex skin in the background. We have the T-Rex roaring in the corner there. You can see we have all the contents of the set in the middle being displayed. Over here it shows you the action feature of the Pteranodon. Ages 4 and up, Pteranodon versus Helicopter, and it says that in different languages. Over here it gives you a warning label, another action feature towards the Pteranodon and the helicopter, and the Hasbro logo down in the corner. On the back of the box we have the Jurassic World logo and Indominus Rex skin background. Over here it says Chomping Jaws, and it points to the Pteranodon's Chomping Jaws gimmick, which we'll talk about very soon. Over here it has a little write-up about the set. It says that bird on the horizon is getting awfully big. Wait, that's not this was the last transmission from the pilot. It's also how we found out the Pteranodon had escaped. So it's pretty cool that they're doing these little write-ups on the back of the box. Gives a little background story to the set. Down here it says Firing Missile, which is one of the helicopter's action features. As well as down here, it shows another one of its gimmicks. It says Pteranodon versus Helicopter. Product and colors may vary. Over here we have the authentic Jurassic World logo, the Hasbro.com website, Universal and Hasbro logos, and the warning label. On the bottom of the box it says also look for the Indominus Rex versus Gyrosphere set, which has already been reviewed on the channel, so go check it out, guys. Now it's time to get this guy out of the packaging. So here is the set out of the packaging, and it's pretty cool if you ask me. The Pteranodon looks great, and the helicopter is also a great piece to put in this set, because it fits along with the whole flying scheme of the flying dinosaurs. So it's really nice. I'm not a fan of these tiny little human figures, but overall, this set has a lot to offer, and I'll show you by starting with the Pteranodon. Taking a closer look at the Pteranodon, you can see that its face area is very detailed. You can see that they added some striping along the beak here. They painted the inside of the mouth, top and bottom. They also have some taste buds sculpted on the tongue, which is really nice. You can see that this beak is a gray color, and then that fades into a maroon color once it hits the front of the face and up the crest. It has a white eye and some black highlighting to go around it. On its back it has some nice airbrushed wings here. You can see in that same maroon color, and a darker gray black color going from the bottom of its head to give kind of a shadow feel, and then you can see the JW logo on its other wing. On the underbelly it's that same gray color, nothing much here except for some really nice detailing along the wings. Now it has a streak of white tan there, and it also has 3 screw holes. Now the Pteranodon has 2 action features, which I'll show you right now. The first one is if you push on the 2 feet, you'll see that the wings will flap. And not only will the wings flap, but the jaw will also snap down. Now the jaw doesn't have a really great feature, not as good as the Indominus's, because when you press on the tail on the Indominus, the teeth actually close. These barely move, and they're not posable, so you can't really have your Pteranodon biting into anything, sadly. Now the other feature is the dino damage wound, that if I poke at it, you'll see that it pops off. Now, it's not as sensitive as the Indominus's, thankfully, because the Indominus has such a sensitive trigger for the dino damage patch. Now, the wound's not too great. You can see that's more fleshy than bony there, but it is detailed enough to get the point through. Now, my only dislikes about this are, number 1, the teeth, and secondly, the wings aren't attached to the body, and it should be for a pterosaur. They're free right now. They should be attached to this part of the body. And also they didn't paint the claws on the feet or the hands. So this figure wasn't really put together that great. I give it about a 5 out of 10 because it is a Pteranodon and it is pretty decent if you ask me. Taking a look at the Mercenary, I've complained about the guy that came with the Indominus set, and this guy is even worse. He just looks like a G.I. Joe ripoff. Nothing unusual to Hasbro for just lazily putting together these little minifigures. You can see that he has a green jumpsuit on with a vest and some binoculars there and a helmet on, and nothing really detailed on the back. Like the guy that came with the Indominus Rex set, he also has articulation that's connected in both the arms and the legs. The head can also spin, but overall, these figures are terrible. Compared to the old Kenner human figures, I give these a 0 out of 10. These just deserve to go in the garbage if you ask me. The best part of this set has to be the helicopter, because it's the first helicopter that actually looks like one in the Jurassic Park toy line. The one from Jurassic Park looked very strange. It had the shark face on it, and it really didn't look too much like a helicopter, and the saber in Jurassic Park 3 wasn't that great either. Neither was the one in the Chaos Effect line, but this one actually looks like a helicopter. The only sad thing is you can't take off the machine gun at the bottom, which would have been nice if you were able to do that, but you can't take off the launcher on the gyrosphere either from the Indominus Rex set. You can see that it has the Jurassic World logo stamped on the side here, and on the other side right here. Inside the helicopter, you can access that by pressing down on the propellers at the top, and that's part of its dyno damage. You can see that it comes with 2 pieces of dyno damage, one being that the cockpit will pop off to the rest of the body, and then the windshield will open up. Inside the cockpit, you can see that it's pretty detailed down there. There's really not too much buttons or color or anything. It's just basically just a detailed piece of plastic. But it's good for fitting in your little mercenary. Luckily, it only has room for one figure, so your figure won't be sliding around like the gyrosphere set. Now, all you have to do is to close it is by pressing it down and it snaps in. Now, when you activate the dyno damage, it depends on how far you activate it. You can see that split here, but if you move it down a little bit, that's when this will shoot up. So let me close everything up. Now another feature is the machine gun, which comes with this little bullet, and if you just press the machine gun with this blue button over here, it shoots out, which is good for fending off those pesky Pteranodons. If you look on the side of the box here, you'll see that there's a picture of the pilot flying out of the helicopter. However, when I activate the dyno damage feature, it barely even works, let alone have the pilot launch out. And when he does, I have to push him out by shaking the helicopter. So it doesn't work as planned. Now, I don't know if it's just my helicopter or it's with everybody's, but it didn't work for me. The final thing with the helicopter is that the propellers will spin. You can see that the back one spins better, and these propellers will line up, so you can close them up like this, or you can have them out, and when they're at its full extent, it'll kind of make a clicking sound to let you know that it's there. As far as the size of the set goes, I have my tape measure here, and the figure itself is about 2.5 inches tall. The helicopter, if I put it to the side there, is about a good 9 inches long with the machine gun added to it, so that's not too bad. And as far as height goes with the helicopter, you're looking at about 3.5 inches. The Pteranodon lengthwise is about 8 inches long, and if we look at the size of its wingspan, we're looking at about 11 inches long. So that's really good, 11 inches long for a figure like this. So for size comparison to all these figures, I have the mercenary from the Indominus vs. Gyrosphere set next to the pilot, and you can see that they're both the same size. We also have the gyrosphere here next to the helicopter, and they're both out of proportion as the helicopter would have been much larger in real life. We also have the Indominus Rex to compare with the Pteranodon, and the Indominus is longer than it, but the Pteranodon, of course, is wider due to its wingspan. And to top it off, we also have the Chumping Tyrannosaurus Rex in the background, which towers over everything. And it's so big that it can probably just eat the pilot and the little mercenary in one gulp, as you can see here. So guys, there you have it. Here is today's look at the new Jurassic World Pteranodon vs. Helicopter set. Overall, I give this set about a 6 out of 10 because it does come with that really cool looking helicopter, and the Pteranodon isn't half bad. However, of course, the mercenary brings down the rating because it's so tiny, and it's definitely just a figure worth trashing instead of putting it in the toy line. Hopefully Hasbro will watch all of these reviews and think, maybe we should actually make some full-size human figures for the line. So, for now, this is what we have. So, how did you guys like this set? Tell us in the comments section down below. Do you guys have this or are getting this set? I definitely recommend picking it up because, again, it's some Jurassic World merchandise, so it's definitely worth picking up. However, if you're trying to decide between this and the Indominus Rex versus Gyrosphere set, the Indominus Rex Gyrosphere set is the winner. So, we will have more reviews coming up soon, guys, so stay tuned for those. This is Raptor Squad member JP Carnotaur signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next review.